You can't see the wind, so how do you know when it's blowing? Well, of course, you can feel it in your face. You can hear it whistle. You can see it in the treetops. How do you know what's inside that wind? What percentage is moisture, pollen, radiation? How do you know when there are unknown assets in your environment? What is the security equivalent of a hygrometer, a rotorod, a Geiger counter? When you want your true denominator, you need a more specialized tool than simply a consolidated GUI view of what you can already see. Well, one of Lucidum's mentors pioneered the discovery of unknowns the same way you know the wind is blowing, the same way we discover all unknowns, by calculating their effect.
Lucidum presents A Lucid View of History, Volume 18. Sisters are doing it for them Skludauskas, or a Curie for what ails thee.
Our mentor was already famous when she arrived in the United States in 1921. On her arrival, Mania Sklodowska received from President Harding 1 gram of radium, dearly priced, but paid for from a collection from American women. Now, 1 gram might sound like it's not very much, but our mentor had previously collected 1/10 of a gram from tons of raw material, painstakingly hand extracted. This gram, this significant gift, was a measure of our mentor's inspiring and fueling the imagination and hopes of millions. Our mentor, Mania Sklodowska, you probably know her better as Dr. Marie Curie. Brilliant, even at a young age, Dr. Curie grew up in Russian-occupied Poland. Despite excelling academically, she was ineligible for secondary education because she was a woman. She joined other rebellious academics and attended a floating university. Now, that's what you think it is. Never held at the same location, never at the same time. A secret society operating a university under the nose of the socialist regime. It's important to acknowledge her 2 Nobel Prizes. The first person to win the prize in 2 different disciplines, physics, chemistry. Dr. Curie overturned the universally held belief that atoms were the most fundamental, indivisible expression of matter. She discovered polonium, named for her homeland, Poland, and radium, the Latin word for rays. Her doctoral thesis was described by the committee as, quote, the single greatest contribution to science in history. Linger on that for a minute. Isaac Newton preceded her. Galileo. Again, the single greatest contribution to science in history. Now, much of our focus in these videos have been the lessons learned from strategy and warfare. Well, when World War I began, Dr. Curie delivered all of her painstakingly gleaned radium to a safe deposit box in France. And Dr. Curie went to war. Imagine battlefield surgery during the early 1900s. We're past leeches, but stuck in a morass of stretchers and reusable bandages. When she was unable to persuade the French military to give her funds, the Union of Women in France gathered donations and enabled Dr. Curie to invent, build, and deploy a little Curie, a gas-powered mobile X-ray machine and darkroom with its own dynamo, an electrical generator. With this prototype vehicle, Dr. Curie attended the wounded during the Battle of Marne, by which Allied victory over the German army stymied the German invasion of France, where she had hidden her radium in a safety deposit box. With this success, Dr. Curie raised money, this time from wealthy women in Paris. Sensing a theme here? And she built 20 little Curies and over 200 X-ray stations deployed across the battlefields of Europe. These mobile and fixed radiological stations required expert operators. And Dr. Curie, with her daughter Irene, proceeded to train over 150 women in anatomy, photographic processing and development, electricity, and the physics of X-rays, from the invisible effects of uranium on a photographic plate to the theory of subatomic particle degradation, to a further theory and proving experiments of invisible rays and their practical applications, which extend to this day. Dr. Curie provided the impossible, illuminated the invisible, and she changed the world. No more unknown unknowns. Thanks to our mentor, Dr. Curie.